Hi, my name is Donna. I go by Psychic Reverend Donna Seraphina. I have a website, psychicseraphina.com. I've spent since 2011, when my own daughter was missing and found dead, I have spent 4 nights a week in development, as well as the last 5 years. I've held a development circle at my house, also called a séance. And this is generally a lot of mediums come here to practice and developing their skills stronger, as well as people come who want to hear from a loved one. This week, I decided to invite Charles Vallow, not to tell really about the story of the crime that happened to him, but for clues and help locating the children. So what I did was, I did not say anything to the people, but the people that were going to come, or the older mediums that have been coming for several years, I just sent them a picture of Charles' face, and I said, we're going to give this guy special time tonight and bring him through, and his name is Charles, just in case they start picking up anything during the day or feeling his energy and connecting with him. But I did not link him to these crimes of the missing kids or anything else, because the less people actually know when they're doing mediumship, the easier it is and the more accurate it is. So, but I did want to let them start feeling his energy. So in the circle, I asked for Charles. I feel that, especially as it moves on, like, don't give up in the first 15 minutes, because as it moves on, it gets more and more into describing what could very well be a location where, we all hope Tylee and her brother JJ are alive in some camp and all happy, and we will continue to hope for that. But a location where, if they are deceased, where the bodies are. Okay, so that's what we're trying to do, but they don't even know. So I'm not telling the group a whole lot, because I just want to see what Charles is putting in their mind. And the reason for that is the spirits know. Charles knows. The spirits, that everyone who does this has a group of spirits around them that helps them with this, and they know. I don't have to say anything to the physical people. And I think people listening also should really understand about when you see visions, and I have said this before. So this is an example. And this is not about this case at all. If I'm doing a reading and they want me to say something about a swing set, they might show me a swing set from my own past, my own childhood swing set, or the swing set I got my daughter when she was little. So they just want me to say swing set. But at the same time, I don't always know what's real important about that. So I'll look around and say everything I see in the background and the color, because there could be something. So you have to understand how mediumship works. The spirits generally, they're not speaking in English, and it's not Skype. It is literally more like charades. So it's like they put an image, and the image takes a little bit to form. And sometimes you feel as if your whole consciousness is in that location. And that's why, like, I ask the people, okay, so they're there at this place, so look around. Try to get landmarks and stuff like that. So I don't want to push them, but that's why I'm guiding that and kind of the things that I want to find out about. I'm kind of asking them if they could see more. And I really think there is some good clues in this session with Charles Vallow, because I know that he was seeing his children after he died, and I know he saw what happened to them. And again, I'm going to say this another time. Having a loved one of a victim, any victim, and it is hands down over 90% accurate, which we do not have. It's like an anchor point where the spirit, every few facts and details they can give evidential, trivial things, but that show that, yes, this is the person, we're linked in correctly, and the information is their story. We don't have that. I do have an open offer to any friends, any family of Charles Vallow that would be willing to do a reading. You do not have to be public. You can be anonymous, because I can just put my part of it where I have my earphones on, nobody hears your voice, and I'm doing that, but it would give details, and those kind of readings are over 90% accurate. It'll be interesting to see later how much is accurate, and of course, if those kids come out alive, I'm going to go buy champagne and have a little party here. So I will be happy to be wrong, but at the same time, we want to try to see if there's any kind of clues we can get that people who are searching for these children might possibly have a place to look. Okay, so this is the séance last night. And all I've edited out was their silences, because while these images sometimes take like 15 or 20 seconds or half a minute to form in the mind. It's like a bunch of molecules coming together and forming a picture. So I cut out the silences, and also the people who attended, a lot of them have professional lives or whatever. They don't want their names out there, so I edited out people's names. Other than that, it's all in there regardless of whether something's right or wrong. Oh, another thing people should know. So there's 3 more experienced mediums, and 2 of them have been coming to my circle for several years, almost every week. And then there was one person who was totally new. Now, so you have to take that into account too, how trained somebody is. But at the same time, I'm not even going to say who the new person is, because the reality is I've seen brand new people hit on things correctly. But you also have to be willing to kind of throw something out. Go, oh, okay, you know what? This matches. There's like 4 out of 5, but they don't have the 1 5, so let's throw it out. No, it's not like that. Because one of the skills in mediumship development is really training your mind not to get sidetracked and letting your imagination feed into it. So you have to take all these things into account when you're listening to a mediumship reading. And I really feel like there's going to be somebody who listens to that, and they're going to know where I'm talking about, or where the people at my séance are talking about. I feel like there's real information here, and I hope you will listen to the entire thing. Okay, so his name is Charles Vallow, and at this time you can, if you start picking stuff up, the circle's open now. So, if you connect with Charles and you start picking up, you're free to say what you get.
So I seen him like in a garage setting,
mm-hmm.
like, and there's like a SUV, and I get snippets, so I'm not.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
I seen like a pet, like a dog, and like a bat, and like fishing gear.
Okay.
And then I seen, like at nighttime, driving. It's like at a, not a lot of cars, like in a barren area.
Okay.
Yeah, but the kids were with him.
At that time you're seeing him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've seen him with a woman who has straight blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
She wears glasses to read.
Okay.
I don't know that it's his spouse. She may just be someone who he's working on a project with.
Okay.
Prior, after you had shown me his picture earlier, and I went to sleep when I got home,
mm-hmm.
I was seeing him working, like talking to people about some kind of a problem, and like he had some kind of solution and kind of running it by them. And then he also had a bottle that looked like a bottle of medication
okay.
that he was asking them about.
Oh, okay.
I'm also getting a sailboat connected with him.
Okay.
I'm getting a sailboat too. And actually I'm getting like seafood. I'm getting a man who looks Hispanic, very skinny, like feathered hair, wearing a red soccer shirt, at a bar. Actually, I think I see the murderer.
What does he look like?
Well, he's like crazy. I think he's crazy. I see Charles. I keep like. I first saw Charles like on a slab in the coroner's office, and I want to put my hand, like right here, and then my hand over his eyes. I keep wanting to put my hand over his eyes, but then I see him like with a blindfold on, and he's in a living room, and it's at night, and I don't know his relationship with this man, the Hispanic, the skinny Hispanic, but I see him, I see Charles. I first saw Charles, I got a thing of Charles crying, and so I don't know that he's a participant, I just can't tell.
Okay.
But he's also, when he was in the coroner, I was sticking my finger in wounds. He was like having me stick my finger in wounds.
In his body?
Yeah, and I think there's stab wounds, but when I put my finger in, it's like a round hole.
Okay.
And that's what I feel when I'm putting my finger in.
Okay.
And then I saw, I'll just say I saw one last thing where he's like out. I see like lights, like on, like a dirt, like car lights, like on a dirt. I don't know if it's like a hole that's been dug, or if it's just like up the side of a dead end street. You know, it's like going up like this, and out in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
And that's all. I don't see like any.
If you see any more out the middle of the nowhere, like if you're out the middle of the nowhere there, then try to have him look around for street signs or markers or things you can see.
I'm getting like feeling impressions, like knowing, and he was like, he felt like he was ambushed. He was going to go, you know, where he was going, and he was ambushed, so he didn't see it coming.
Okay. Yeah.
And so for the kids, I feel like they might have been more suspicious. I feel like the kids were asleep or something. Like they couldn't defend themselves. And I don't think the mom did it necessarily, because she's not that kind of person, like to let someone else do this and then somehow she's distanced from what happened. And where they're at, what I'm getting is a private property, like a compound perhaps, but a private property, and it's known as the graveyard, and there's a light that guides you there, because I saw the hermit card, the guiding light.
Okay. And you call it the graveyard?
I think they call it the graveyard.
Oh, like people around that area?
Yeah, whoever knows about what happened, they're like, oh, they're at the graveyard, but it's on private property.
Okay.
I think the little boy was into...
I actually think I might know where you're talking about. But go ahead, what did you say about the little boy?
The little boy was more into sports. I'm like, what did he do? Did he do video games? What did he do? I think he's more like a sports little boy. But that's my feeling. And the dad, I was like, what does the dad do? I think he kept a journal. I think Charles kept some kind of a journal.
Mm-hmm.
He was more of a dad, like what, you know, a person loves to do. I think he loved being a dad. And I think the lady is off her rocker. I think she's pretty crazy. Hopefully she'll talk, but she's pretty crazy. So she's not, you know, present.
I feel like Charles is showing me where he got shot. I feel like he's showing me in that house again. There must be something because I already know that. So I'm just kind of looking around where Lori is at this time.
I feel like he's like a big guy and he feels like he can take care of himself. That's what he thinks he can take care of himself. He's confident in that.
They're showing me, it feels to me like, I don't know at the exact time he got shot, but it feels to me after he got shot, I feel Lori in the living room, or in that same living dining space where he was. And she's just kind of she's kind of moving around like a person who's agitated.
What I'm getting from her mother is that she was a pretty teenager. Kind of like she had her whole life before her. She was a pretty girl. She didn't see her as being bad.
Are you talking about the
wife.
daughter or his
The
wife? His
yeah,
wife?
The
Okay.
wife.
Her name's Lori.
Okay, Lori.
See a girl with blonde hair, kind of chunky, and she's crying.
Okay. That's Tylee. That's her name, Tylee. The girl.
And there's something about like a restaurant and alcohol. I could taste the like scotch. Someone's drinking or has been drinking. There's something about a restaurant and a bar. I can taste it again.
They're showing me Lori getting into a car. I'm not sure why. So I'm just kind of waiting and seeing if there's something about that.
See Charles in a restaurant like you're describing, and there's like this candle inside a glass thing. It's kind of glowy. It's kind of a dark, intimate kind of place.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I'm seeing
Okay.
too. It's
Okay.
dark. Uh-huh. I think that's where he meets this guy. But I'm picking up on mental illness too, but I'm thinking it's that guy. Someone's mentally ill.
Okay. So it's the guy that Charles is meeting?
I'm thinking it's the guy that, and I want to say that the guy's aware of Charles. I see him looking at, like resting, like kind of like turning and resting his eyes on Charles.
I kind of hear a name, Deer Park.
I think the restaurant was happy hour.
I feel like I'm standing where I can see through trees and I can see water.
I see a rabbit who's like eating voraciously, and I'm getting this like Alice through the looking glass kind of feeling.
Okay.
When we were meditating, I saw a boat, and I thought, well, how could that be? It was, in Arizona, and then I saw like a lake, and I heard there are lakes. So I'm just saying, I also saw a water source. He's crying and he's saying he loves his family. He's saying he loves his wife. I don't get any of them at all, what you guys are saying about the kids and the wife, but he's crying and saying that.
Okay.
I'm seeing Lori as kind of a cheerleader kind of girl in high school.
He has me at a lake again.
The prepper has like a enticing kind of lure, like it's private club. You have to be special to be a member. It's inclusive. Right? Is that the right word?
Exclusive. I don't know if it is, but
Exclusive,
I know what you mean. You so it's you're either in it or you're out of it.
Yeah. Like you get to be one of us. It's almost like the Scientology. The husband wasn't a part of the group. Charles wasn't a part of the group, so he wasn't that important. So like Lori can take this and like really twist it around to where, well, oh, he's not important. Oh, I guess we should just get rid of him. He's in the way.
So I'm seeing when I said like I could like they're at the end of a road and I could see like dirt up and over. I can see like you would see that there's a town in the distance. You could kind of see the glow of the light. I'm seeing it over here, and then so now I'm seeing him at a distance. He's turning around. It looks like a key to a cul-de-sac.
Okay.
But there's nothing. It looks like maybe there's roads. This doesn't make sense, but I'm just going to say it. So it looks like there's roads that were put, but almost like it's an abandoned development.
Okay.
But at the top of the key, so the corner. So he's standing in the cul-de-sac at the end of it, in the inside of the cul-de-sac. But at the corner where you drive in, there's a light on, a lamp post.
Okay.
And it looks newer. It doesn't look like an old one. But it doesn't make sense that it would be on. But it's on.
It makes sense because maybe they're bringing you there. They want to attract your attention or something. Or for some reason we don't know. So it doesn't matter if it makes sense ever.
Okay.
Maybe if they could give you a number on a house, or do you see a house there?
No, no. It's like they were gonna put a development there and they abandoned their plans.
Okay.
Because what I see is a bunch of brush.
Okay. Oh, so it's like kind of growing over from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not the streets. The streets are still, prepared, like they're going to do something, but there's no markings or anything to. It looks like they abandoned it. Their plan, whatever their plan was.
So you feel like they put pavement in there already?
Yes. It didn't follow through.
Do you think you're able to kind of walk up the street and see if they have any street signs?
I'll try. Okay, I'll try.
You mentioned a rabbit before. There's a street. There's like it's called Jack Rabbit. Something like that. And the area you're describing, that it kind of sounds like that area. Like Buckeye. Buckeye's like the city. And there's a street called Jack Rabbit.
And
Something like that.
when you said that, I heard Conejo.
When
Spanish.
she said that, or
Yeah,
when she
when she was talking with me.
Okay.
I heard Conejo.
Rabbit.
I think so. Something like that.
But just take everything and let it go unless the spirit builds it to you, because you might get something totally different. You know what I mean? People's what they're getting does not need to fit together, because there's so many aspects to this story, and so many people involved, that whatever you get from spirit, just say it.
So I'm seeing, I'm seeing like off of the main road. There's like old juniper. I think that's what they are.
Okay.
Trees, like lining the road, and then you turn into this development.
And is there any building there at this development? Any going on?
Okay, so I don't really see it. I'm getting a feeling of it.
Okay.
So as I turn around and I'm looking toward that light, and I have like a knowing that there's other streets, that are part of this development. And then just beyond that is a functioning trailer park, because I see a fence, and then I can see like the trailers, just above the fence. But that's all. I don't know how far in the distance that is.
Okay. Yeah, you're just seeing it and seeing it.
Yeah, and more than seeing it, I have like a stronger feeling that it's there.
Okay.
It's like I can, how you see something out of the corner of your eye.
Oh, yeah.
It's there, but that's how I'm seeing it.
Okay. If you get more of that area, would be very helpful. Like if you're able to follow it, to see any kind of signs or any freeway entrance nearby or anything like that. Just look for identifiable things in where you are in your consciousness.
I see a woman with a hood over her head.
Okay.
I can't really see her face very well. She's looking at, and there's just like one candle burning like that.
Okay. I'm not sure why I'm seeing this, but it's like some kind of rhinestone tassel or something. I don't know if it's when I said that, then it kind of turned into like those things that hang off the side for graduation. That hang off the side of a hat for graduation.
There's a dog that misses him.
There's a dog that misses him? Okay.
I'm getting a street name. It's kind of like, sounds like round. Did someone say that earlier? Round up, round.
Feels like it has some kind of round in it.
Yeah. And it's the girl.
The girl's telling you?
Yeah, she's like, it's
It's round, she says?
round something.
Round something.
Round up, round.
I'm seeing a guy that I'm seeing like, it's like those pictures of the Joker or a devil or something. I think it might be Alex. I'm seeing from where I'm at, I can see like across, it's almost like a valley. This where I'm seeing doesn't look like total wilderness. Where I'm at now looking. I'm definitely picking up the kind of mental illness from Alex too. That he's just really weird. I feel like he almost goes into a crazed. Different than even how if he's normally slightly weird, like I'm. He goes into it. And then he wants congratulations. Or like he thinks he, like when you win at a race or whatever, that's how he acts after. He's got a lot of really weird energy. Like he gets hyper energy from it, but it's also insane energy, like he's crazy or something.
So I feel like the place you're looking for is actually, ironically, a place that would be of religious significance to previous inhabitants of the land.
Okay.
Oh, I know you said don't say, but I thought I was losing connection, and I kept seeing like a white church, and these like people. They're people, but they're like gnome looking, like they're not. They're like covered and.
They're gnome looking.
Yeah, not like a gnome with a pointed hat, but they are like. They have like this. I don't know, like I can't like see. I know they're people. They're pushing a white church, like they're all together working. They're little, not like tiny, like fairy, but like little. They're just not stout, or like they're stout.
Okay.
And they're like pushing this white church over the area that he's buried.
Oh.
I keep seeing that, and so I'm just saying.
I don't know what I was instructing you, but if I said don't say anything, I didn't mean that. So just say whatever you see, no matter how weird it is.
Yeah, I thought it was weird. There's a lot of them.
So there's a whole bunch of people, and they're pushing a church over.
And they're all dressed kind of the same. Like, I can't really see, like, the one guy, I could tell he was Hispanic, but I can't see their faces to know. I just see, like, I don't know, they have, like, they're not like robes, like, traditional robes that you'd see them wearing, but there's just a lot of them. I can't tell if they're male or female. And they're just working all together, and some are like directing others, and some are like pushing this church, and it has wooden, like adobe church, but it's white, and it has a wooden door.
And do these people look like current time people, or do they they look like people from the past?
I can't even tell.
Okay. It's just a bunch of people, and they're pushing this building over where somebody's buried?
Yeah.
Do you feel like the children are buried there, or do you feel like it just somebody's buried there, like over a funeral yard or whatever?
No, I think it's just this group. I think it's just, I know Charles is there. Remember, I'm not picking up on the kids and stuff.
Okay.
I'm just getting Charles.
If you pick up on the kids, you can say stuff. I was just kind of telling the new people stuff.
Okay.
Whatever you get, just say.
Well, I didn't want to like piggyback on.
Oh no, it's okay that's a double link. So if you're linking in and you see something, you're experienced enough to just know that.
Okay.
Okay, I was just kind of telling the new people.
Oh, okay.
Just if you see anything else around there, like when you look around, if you're there and you like look around.
So I see that the sun is coming up, like right over here. Like I'm at the end of the cul-de-sac, and so they're like buried right here.
Okay, so they're buried in that cul-de-sac?
That's where the church is, and it's daylight, but the sun's coming up like right here.
Okay, so the sun's coming up. You're on the
east of, like, from straight from where they are. I guess it would be east.
Okay, and it's this church too. Seems like it's in that place.
Yeah. I'm hearing it's a sanctuary.
It's a sanctuary. Does it feel like a private sanctuary? I got chills too when you said that.
Well, no one else attends it, if that's what you mean.
But this group of people?
But I don't know who these are, yeah.
Okay. Do you feel like the children are buried under there, or you don't know? You're not having a feeling either way?
I'm connected to Charles.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really picking up on anybody else.
Okay, whatever you pick up, then it's fine. He'll do it.
And I just want to say that part when he was crying, saying he loves his wife and children, he was pleading.
He was pleading, like maybe with the person cleaning? Pleading for his life, you mean?
Yeah, or I think he was pleading or like resigning himself that he was going to die, but that was like one of the last,
the last few thoughts he had?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting sacred land on that church. Sacred land.
Okay.
And there's like hills where I see the sun coming up. There's hills there, and there's hills on the road, like on the other side.
So there's hills.
Like I'm standing in the key of the cul-de-sac. There's hills here, and then there's hills like over here.
Okay, so it's almost like a half shape of a half moon or two separate
That's all
mountains.
I'm seeing.
You're just seeing.
Hills. They're not like. Well, these might be mountains.
Oh, they're hills, like
this
rolling
might
hills
be
type.
Mountain here, but this over here are hills.
Okay.
In the distance, so you know that those hills they're all in the mountain. They're in the distance.
Okay.
I see the girl crying, and I just feel like she's trying to gasp for air.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if it was choking, but she just, like, my throat.
She can't
like
breathe?
closing up.
Okay.
But I think the brother and her are together.
Okay.
They're together.
You think
bodies.
Their bodies are together, you think?
I think.
Okay. Seen a pine tree. It's definitely a pine tree. It has a little pine cone. Wilderness pines. I don't know if it's an actual pine tree. I see an actual pine tree, but I don't know if it's referring to a place or a. I just feel like I see people digging. I feel a pine tree, but it also could be symbolic, so I don't know. But it's like, I don't know, the branch kind of gets in the guy's face or something.
I feel like for the kids, maybe, it's not that deep.
Okay.
Like
it's not that deep?
Yeah, like it's shallow.
Shallow.
Like, they didn't dig deep down, it's...
Can you look around? Can you look around and see what you see around you?
I think it's mostly barren, but there's overgrown brush along the way.
Okay. Oh, you see a lake too?
No, I don't see the lake. But
Okay.
I see there's brush, but then there's also, it's just barren. Where...
It's a lot of barren land around there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm seeing an acorn. It's starting to make me wonder if they name streets like Pine and Acorn or something, because or maybe they all grow in the same area, I don't know, but I'm seeing an acorn. I'm seeing, who am I seeing? I'm seeing Charles, and he's dressed in black. I'm seeing a skate park, which is really random and weird, and I don't know why, but I'm seeing a skate park, and I'm seeing someone who can go up the berm or whatever and hold on to the skateboard while he turns it around. He's not any of the people that we've seen so far. I just am seeing him.
And what is the sister's name again?
The sister of who? The girl?
Yeah.
The girl? Tylee? The little
Tylee.
girl? 17-year-old?
Yeah, and she's holding up a sign for me. It says wet paint.
Wet paint? Okay. I got chills on my legs too. I'm seeing the side of a brick wall or a brick building, like how the Macy's is here in Escondido, and that one that's made of bricks or whatever. I'm just seeing the side of a brick wall. It's not a Macy's or anything. It's just the way that I'm I feel like it must be part of a building because it's high. Because I don't see the whole thing. And I'm not sure if it's a super high brick wall or if it's a building. I don't know. I feel like I'm feeling like someone who shoots with a shotgun those skeet things. And that's, I don't think Charles but I don't know if it's somebody. It's just somebody. He's those things that flap in there, and then you shoot him for practice or whatever with a shotgun or whatever. I feel like saying mosquito instead of mosquito, mosquito or something. Okay, we have 3 minutes. Is there anything kind of forming in anyone's mind, or just kind of random but not clear, or?
I'm seeing 3 different residents.
Can you describe them?
One is like the 70s wood style.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a single story, but it looks like it's like up on a incline.
Okay.
So I'm like looking at it, and it's overgrown with it's a purple flower, light purple flower. It's not morning glory. Well, it could be morning glory, but a light purple, and it's like overgrowing on one side and up the roof. And then I also am seeing.
Could I just ask you real quick? Is the building purple, or you see
the
purple?
Flowers?
Oh, the flowers are purple.
It's the building. It's wood, like the 70s brown, dark brown wood.
Okay.
And then I'm also seeing, and I don't think they're near each other. I'm seeing a white house.
Okay.
2-story.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of Spanish style in a way.
Okay.
Like modern Spanish. And then I'm seeing a shack, like a really I even want to say it's like a row of different shacks, but there's one shack that someone lives in. It's really a dilapidated area, and it's kind of like weeds are growing out, and just sun-beaten wood, like a little collapsing.
And all these are different. They're a different area than this place of this overgrown.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like it feels like 3 whole separate houses.
Yes.
Okay.
But I have no idea, like who they are,
Okay.
or what they belong to.
Okay, I think we can stop then. That was really good. Thank you guys for doing that.